Chair of Laboratory Medicine and Pathobiology here at the University of Toronto in the Faculty of Medicine. So I believe that reading research papers and attending these conferences expose students to the excitement of research. And I would hope that they would bring that excitement into their study practices and open their minds about how they think about the work that they are reading.
So I think in life science, especially at a well-known research university like UofT, we get presented in class with a lot of a lot of classes try to integrate research with the class materials. So I think that coming to conferences like these can help you understand research better and like the methods that we use in research and in the lab. So I think it'll help students understand the research material presented in classes.
Attending such conference, I think, because we already learned some basic knowledge about like immunology or like pathobiology things, and listening to those kind of lectures, I can understand some basic knowledge or like basic background about it, and also like I have more interested in their topics. Maybe I can like for my graduate study, I probably can use those research in those like fields, and like I have more like my career plan.
Oh, I think it's very important to attend conferences outside of your area of expertise for two reasons. One is that the silos in science are disappearing and that we are crossing boundaries in all sorts of different ways. And so attending conferences that are outside of your area of expertise is very important. And secondly, it allows you to learn new information and potentially new techniques that you can bring back to your own research project.
Lots of opportunities for students in different areas to work together. One example is this LMPSU student conference, run conference, where it's a topic-driven conference that's inviting students from all across different faculties, divisions, departments at UofT. It's an amazing opportunity, not just for students, but for the faculty as well, to connect with like-minded individuals and to see connections they didn't see before across different disciplines, and looking at things with a different eye and a different angle. And it's actually an opportunity I think that everyone should reach out and take advantage of when there are conferences like this available, because it opens the doors to new ideas, new research, new collaborations, and or possibly even new career directions for students.
So I think only focusing on your field of study is a very myopic approach to science. And if you want a broader appreciation for how your research fits in with the world and with society, it is necessary to kind of step back and see how your research can make connections with other groups or other things that you might not have thought would be relevant. And you only get that by attending seminars and talks that you might not think is directly related to you. You also get that from reading papers that you think might not be directly related to your field of research. But I would say always keep an open mind, because you never know where you'll find inspiration for your own research.
So in terms of interdisciplinary, like coming into conferences that's not part of your field, I do recommend it because you learn a lot of new things, you learn a lot of different approaches, and a lot of it's just like research and learning, so you just learn new approaches to research and learning. But it would be like you would go to a conference that's not the most in-depth, or talks that you can still understand and enjoy even though you're not like a part of that field. So at our talks, some of the talks are less like in-depth and some are more in-depth. So I would recommend something like the gut cancer talk to someone who's not in life sciences.
So personally, I'm pretty familiar with what my field of study for the rest of the foreseeable future is. I really love neuroscience, but that means that it's inherently a multidisciplinary field. Yesterday I was at a cognitive science event and it came up that thermodynamics is really relevant because that's understanding how the brain processes things efficiently. In the case of today, studying the gut, I don't personally intend to study much of the gut, but I do know that the gut microbiome and the enteric nervous system, both of those strongly relate to a lot of neurodegenerative diseases and a lot of neuroconditions. So me going out of my specific field means that I can relate things back to my own field.
I think I have quite the opposite perspective because there's no one particular field that I'm particularly interested in medical research in at the moment. I just know that I have a general interest in the medical sciences and in medical research. So I think for me, attending all sorts of conferences related to the medical sciences, but not necessarily one specific field, allows me to gain a really holistic perspective on the matter and potentially have the opportunity to find my niche or find a topic I might be a little bit more interested in. So, such as like today, I'm attending this conference on the gut microbiome. I plan to attend another conference on neurodegenerative diseases. So I think attending a lot of events like these allows me to learn and grow beyond the classes that I've had to select a direction where I'm going and find and explore different directions that potentially might interest and intrigue me in the future.
My major is in immunology, so I was interested in just knowing what their opportunities are for research and stuff. And it's mostly focused on the microbiota and the colon cancers. I feel like it's really up to date and what's going on in research right now. So I just wanted to know what's upcoming and what if I could participate in something perhaps, I don't know, hopefully in the future.
For me, I was really shocked about the amount of research that is going on in this new field and the detail that it's going in the research, so that's what is most interesting about. And for me also, I think it's a really great opportunity for networking with professors and graduate students for research and for further exposure.
So learning about their research, what attracted me to the event was learning more about colon cancer. It's not my field. I don't come from a science field, so at first I'd like to see a little bit more plain language, just for my understanding. It took me a while to figure out what D-symbiosis means, but I liked the conclusions that they were drawing and learning more about their studies, and even if you guys have another conference to follow up on their studies.
Right. So, in fact, I think what I'm impressed about these student events is how these are essentially conferences, complex conferences, and organizing all the speakers, many of which are from the Toronto area, but advertising, making sure that you get good speakers. It's very impressive to see how the students can put together such a complex conference and produce a really interesting conference as what it is on gut microbiota.
Well, the challenge in organizing an event like this is obviously we're trying to gather a lot of people that have expert knowledge in the field, and obviously put a theme to it, which this year was the gut microbiota. But there's a lot of busy people that we want to get together to make this all happen for the undergraduates and I guess other people closely affiliated with UofT. Have a learning experience, and yeah, organization is obviously logistically it's difficult dealing with such a large audience, but what makes it all work is the close teamwork that the LMP Students Union exec team has, and even though it's a complex process to organize it, I think it went very smoothly just because everyone worked so well together. We had very good communication, and I was honestly a little bit, I felt overwhelmed at first, but I think we all supported each other very well.